the hatred I had held in all these years, never really bringing it out or coming to terms with it. And it was Reverend Kuniyuki's words that turned me, making me realize that that person wasn't an enemy, but that person was a human being. I still remember him saying, "Did you ever think of him as someone's son, someone's father, someone's grandfather?" And it was that point, it hit me that I can let it go. And that is why I'm still with the Hongwanji. Sometimes it just takes a few words, a few right words from people to change your thinking. And I found I didn't have to hate anymore. Life is so much better. And when I see my angry veteran friends, I just tell them, you need to enjoy this life because we are not coming back this way anymore.
Mighty rivers begin as mere trickles of water, small and seemingly insignificant, grow as they journey to the sea. Awakening can begin like that tiny trickle of water with the realization of being connected to a larger life, as Ken Fujimoto discovered. The limited life is taken by unlimited life of Amida Buddha, the bright great ocean. Understanding, in turn, is attained through an open mind and heart, free from the attachment to the self. Luann Borgiono and her family recently joined the Hongwanji. Her husband was Roman Catholic and she grew up in a Baptist family. She had never been a member of a church herself, but as a parent, she had been thinking about their 6-year-old daughter. She was drawn to Buddhism's message on universal compassion.
But somehow over time, with me being a member here, and Wahiwa Hongwanji is a very big part of my life, it was only natural that my daughter and even my husband come to services with me, and we're very active in our temple activities. So it just sort of happened naturally. Not that it was planned. It wasn't planned this way, but that's how things have turned out. And job especially, where it can be very stressful. A lot of times, what it does is, a lot of the teachings involve compassion, understanding. And I believe that if you're able to put yourself in the shoes of someone else, it opens you up where there might be perhaps a wall or some sort of barrier. If you're able to kind of step beyond that, put yourselves in the shoes of someone else, it removes that barrier. And it appears from my experience, that you're better able to receive what the issue is, what the problem might be. And when you're more able to, I think, receive, then it's much easier to resolve. And it's brought to me a better awareness, a greater balance. And I really feel that the teachings, and not only the teachings, but the people that I meet in temple, my relationship with other people, I think really had made me a better, well-rounded person. Definitely.
Buddha's message of compassion can permeate all aspects of our daily lives. President and CEO of KTA Superstores, Barry Taniguchi, is the third generation to oversee the Big Island's largest locally owned and family-run grocery and merchandising chain. It was founded in 1916 by Taniguchi's immigrant grandparents.
It's helped us in business because I can understand our employees. They may not be necessarily with us in terms of beliefs, but if they have a strong values in their system that works, being compassionate to our customers, I think is really important. It helps us. To the community, one of the things about our business is that I was always told that my grandparents always said, always give back to the community, because if it weren't for the community, we wouldn't be in business. Very true. And we do spend a lot of money and time and effort back into the community.
From the early days of the Issei immigrants, the Sangha, the Jodo Shinshu community has been a cornerstone of their faith. The Sangha is the third of the three treasures of Buddhism. It is where the first two treasures, the wisdom of the teacher, the Buddha, and the teachings, the Dharma, can be found in the community of fellow followers. Today, the Sangha continues to be essential to the practice and way of life of Jodo Shinshu. It provides a supportive community where we can grow as individuals in self-awareness, self-acceptance, as well as patience and compassion for others, and where we can join with others to accomplish wonderful things that can endure to benefit successive generations.
What I really hope that she gets out of it is an understanding of peace, and that how she contributes not only to, of course, her happiness, but that we're all connected and that she can easily have an impact on other people's lives. So I really appreciate the message of that connectedness and helping one another, and having it within ourselves to also create our own happiness and to live in the present moment is what I appreciate the most.
For Cindy Sims, her children were a big motivation for joining Wahiawa Hongwanji.
How involved we get in the church, obviously. I want them to see the importance of community and that kind of stuff. If they can understand at least part of the sermon, and whether or not they want to think that way, obviously I have limited control over that. But just to see, if anything else, just broaden their perspectives a little bit on what's out there and get them thinking.
Third-generation Hilo Hongwanji member Barry Taniguchi also says his family is what brought him back to Buddhism.
Particularly when you start getting your family, and when you start having children, you want your children to learn the values that you were brought up with, and you try to bring them to. That's what brought me back, really. My two children, when we started to bring them to Sunday school, I started to come back and become more active in the church. Once they come back into it and participate in church activities, I think they're kind of hooked. You get hooked into this.
Eventually, all river waters make their way to the sea, becoming one with many waters from many rivers mingling in the vast ocean. The Buddhist values of openness and acceptance toward others, the impermanence of life, the compassion of the Buddha, and the greatness of the Sangha are among the fundamental teachings that continue to speak to contemporary societies throughout the world. Cameron Kubota, a recent graduate of Kailua High School, is going to Pepperdine University. Like most young people of his generation, he was forced to go to temple every Sunday by his parents. Now a member of the Dharma Club, he eventually began to choose to come to temple on his own. He plans to become a doctor.
Buddhism has helped with in that decision was maybe giving back. Buddhism tries to instill in you different life values that you can carry with you throughout your life. And one of the strong ones is definitely giving back to the community, selfless giving. And in medicine, I feel that there's so much that you can do. There's so many people that you can help, and it just brings about a good feeling. And I think Buddhism is helping to realize that.